Hello and welcome back to Save Entertainment with your hosts, Evan Blackwell, and I am joined by,
Declan Young.
yes, I am. If you're wondering why I'm doing the intro today, it's because we at Save Entertainment always like to keep you on your toes.
Mm, that's right. And we're gonna stay on our toes today because we have no clue what we're gonna talk about. Isn't that right?
We have some vague information.
Yes. I just remembered that the thing with Netflix happened and
Oh yeah.
Sony. So I just wrote that down in my notes. But I hope everyone listening is doing well. And I hope you'll also share this and like and subscribe.
I hope that as well. I hope it even more than he does.
hmm
Because,
I think that might be. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
okay.
I hope a pretty strong amount. So shall we get going with our topics today, if you will?
Yeah, we should give our topics.
What topic should we talk about first? Our favorite topic?
Well, our recurring segment actually we should talk about Marvel's The Falcon and
Mm,
Winter Soldier has dropped another bomb on us.
yes.
They've dropped the United States Department of Defense has dropped another bomb on us in the form of a new episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now, I am could be classified, I think, as a super fan of
Mm,
this episode.
okay.
I did watch it twice. I fell asleep the first time. And I will say this is probably my favorite episode yet. Even though it did put me to sleep, literally. It is
hmm
my favorite episode yet. And I won't reveal why, but I will say this is the one time in a Marvel film in a Marvel property that I was genuinely surprised by what happened. I was like, oh, that's great. I hope they do more of this.
Yeah. No, I agree. It was a good episode. I don't know if it beats last week's episode for me though, because I liked all the action. But I do agree. Some unexpected things happen. We'll get into the spoilers a little bit a couple minutes later. But if anyone's listening to this and they haven't seen the episode, but I thought it was very good today.
I thought it was pretty decent, pretty watchable. Um, so I guess you should go ahead with the preliminary stuff about this.
Sure. So last week's episode ended in a bit of a surprise. Of course we have, I believe her name is Ao, one of the Dora members of the Dora Milaje, who protect Wakanda, come into the fold, and that was pretty surprising. That was a very interesting ending. Maybe not as interesting as an ending as this week's episode, which of course we will get into later. But we see more stuff with Zemo, who of course came into the fold last week. A little bit of Sharon Carter, who was in last week too, but not as much as last week. Um, and yeah, we get a lot of stuff with the. This is probably the episode with the most stuff from the Flag Smashers, our villains.
Oh yes, are villains, but are they villains? Maybe, maybe there's a bit more dimensions to them as we
hmm
see in this episode. We get to know them, get to know their community, and maybe our villains might not be all that bad, and maybe our heroes might not be all that good.
Yeah, yeah.
Took me
So
a while to figure out the words there, but
yeah, so we see our heroes, maybe your villains, but the Flag Smashers mourning the death of one Prince Philip. They're they are of course, brought together by this.
They're, of course, British loyalists.
Yes.
They came about because they were in a sturdy fight with the Irish Republican Army, and that's how they rose to prominence.
Mm-hmm.
The flag smashing is, of course, the Irish flag.
Yeah. So yeah, okay, mild spoilers for the episode, but when we see these flag smashers, they are actually, there is a funeral that they're going to. I guess this was at the beginning of the episode, but then we have Falcon confront Carly, who is the leader. Whose death was it? Was it like their leader? Like I don't know if they mentioned her in past episodes.
No, I think it was like it was someone died is what I picked up.
Yeah. It's a shame, really, that happened. That's all I'll have to say.
I really don't. I'm very fuzzy about these details. I was watching it and I was like,
no, me too.
This led into this, and this is happening now. Like, oh, okay, all right. Okay, just keep it coming. Keep it coming.
As much as I like having a break from week to week, in like the content where, I like the anticipation, I like the waiting, but if it's something I'm not like super, super invested in to the point where I'll rewatch the episodes and whatever before the new one comes out, which I'm not doing with this. But because I really don't feel a need to. Maybe I will when it ends, but the thing about like having that week break is I kind of forget like a lot of things that happen.
Yeah, I looked up like a recap of episode 3 before I watched this, so I could.
Okay.
The thing about this one, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, is that it's got a lot of things that I appreciate and that I like, and that I've kind of been waiting to see from Marvel. You get much meatier character development than you normally get. You get the action sequences feel weighty. They feel like they've got like stakes and like presence to them. Like you actually sometimes feel like these actors are in danger, which you almost never get in any of these movies.
No.
But it's with just like the most stolid like pace and like story. I guess this is very much going in the exact opposite direction, I guess, because like you think 10 years ago we had, the Joss Whedon can't keep a serious tone for more than 5 minutes, always making a quip. And now we've gone in the exact reverse. It just feels so dry. And I mean, I like this better, but it's not. I would like this a lot more, I think, as a movie than as a recurring TV show. But I don't think it's bad. I guess we can probably. It's been now that you know that we're giving this a light recommend.
Yeah.
Now that you know what we're giving this, I guess we can probably go into spoilers.
Absolutely, yeah. So the thing I want to talk about first, I guess we move in a bit of a chronological order as far as the episode one, but the first spoiler I kind of really want to talk about is when a lot of the Dora Milaje show up, not just one of them. And they are after one Baron Zemo, who I think has really added the most to this series. I liked him in Civil War, but he wasn't as interesting as he is here. And he's not the comedic relief, but he's very like awkward, but in a way knows what he's doing, and like just a very cool villain. But they're after Zemo. But our friend John Walker, who is Marvel's Joker, is of course screwing things up for our friends the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I kind of liked. So I precipitated. I predicted, but not predicted. There's another word that's like predicted that means the same
Anticipated?
thing. Yes, I anticipated that he might take a more a darker, more villainous turn. And I'm correct, as I always am.
As you always are, as this show always is.
As the
So,
show,
yeah,
you
so
become a comedian from watching.
yeah, so we had John Walker and his friend Lamar, aka Battlestar, fight these Dora Milaje, and they were after Zemo, but John Walker kind of wants Zemo to himself, I think is the issue. He wants to do it his way. You can see my air quotations there, just making sure they're in frame. Um, and that basically just means John Walker wants to do something bad to him, most likely. But of course, we have these Wakandans after Zemo because he killed their previous king. So Bucky says that they kind of need him, though, which isn't wrong. I mean, Zemo has kind of helped them a lot in this mission. Um, and then Bucky and the Falcon, Sam, start fighting the Dora Milaje as well. And one of them deactivates Bucky's arm, which was pretty cool, in my opinion.
I thought the fight scenes here, especially near like the end of the episode, got really good. Like some of the best action sequences we've seen in this recently in this franchise. Again, like it's like at the end of the first Spider-Man, there's like a fight between Spider-Man and the Green Goblin. And I remember like all the music cuts out and it's just like a real like fist to flesh fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt that here. I was like, oh, this is a solid fight, you know.
Yeah, this was that's a good point because this was probably one of the only like Marvel fights where the people aren't all have webs
Not
shooting
a
out of their
beam.
eyes and
Yeah. There's no beams. It's not like that Vision fight at the end of WandaVision where
exactly.
it's a beam war. You know, this
Hmm.
felt like, oh, it's fists fighting with fists, you know, which I enjoyed. I liked that. I thought it was pretty neat.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it a lot, and these Dora Milaje kind of whoop all these boys because they are boys and not men, especially John Walker. Um, and yeah, pretty cool to see that action sequence, and then we kind of move along. Zemo escapes. Do we see him again in the episode after he escapes? I forget.
I think he's gone because it kind of the focus shifts away from him.
Yeah, the focus does shift away from him after that because our flag smashers are they have more of the super serum. They're getting it, but our heroes of course know about this as they're tracking them down,
It
and
does,
they try to what was that?
but it does bad things to you.
Yes, it does. And oh, I forgot to mention before. I guess this was before the Dora Milaje fight scene, but the first fight they have with the Flag Smashers in this episode, Zemo shoots at Carly, who is the main Flag Smasher that we follow, and he destroys a bunch of the Super Soldier Serums, but not before John Walker could knock out Zemo with his shield and take one of the Super Soldier Serums. Now, he hasn't taken it yet, as far as we know, but he has it at the ready. And we have to believe that by the next episode, he'll have taken it.
Maybe it's revealed he already has.
I think that is certainly something that they're going towards because he's asking Lamar about that in a scene probably in the middle of the episode, like, would you take it if you were offered it? And he kind of almost talks John into taking it. Any doubts he had are gone pretty much, it seems like. So very, very interesting there. We know having a Captain America that doesn't have the super soldier serum is a little, you know, different, obviously, since there's
Yeah.
only been one other Captain America. So, yeah, anything else on that before you want to talk about the real meat and bones? or meat and cheese, whatever.
Meat and metal.
Yeah.
No, just that again, I like this kind of moved a bit back to like the sort of paranoia thriller feeling that the Winter Soldier movie had, which I liked. I thought that was pretty nice.
Hmm.
I liked the tone of this one a lot, even if it was a little overly dry at moments. I
Uh,
did like the tone. I think this is a good direction for these movies to go into. This is a good feeling for them to explore. If it's gonna, I would like maybe this, and if it's gonna be split between this kind of like tone and that sort of like James Gunn, Taika Waititi, like frantic kids movie tone, that's
mhm.
fine with me. You know, I don't need any more of that middle of the road quippy stuff. None, I don't need it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Fine without it.
All right, so let's get into it. The final scene of this, or final scene, final battle of the episode. We see this is a pretty cool fight. A lot of cool things happen in it that I want to talk about. We have Bucky and Sam showing or facing off against Carly, and then all her friends show up. But Sam and Bucky's friend John Walker and his buddy Lamar show up too. So now we got a 4-on-20. And Lamar, first off, I want to say Bucky was awesome in this fight. He was awesome. So was Sam. But Bucky did a lot of the heavy lifting, I think. And he also did a cool knife flip, which, of course, is famous in The Winter Soldier. So I like that callback. John Walker,
I do not remember that you did one in the movie.
he does a pretty cool knife flip. And I think it was like actually him too. So look it up, anyone, if you want to see some cool stuff, which I always want to see cool stuff.
If you enjoy watching cool things,
Yeah. And we have John Walker say the line, what's with all the knives? Because of these villainous flag smashers having knives along with Bucky, which of course is a reference to the fact that Ryan Johnson and Daniel Craig will be getting $100 million each to develop the Knives Out sequels. So very good of Marvel to, integrate their old Captain America with their new Captain America, Chris Evans being a Knives Out
Disney
one.
acting Disney, you know, they gotta get that money
Yeah.
floating.
It would have been better if he was like, what is this? Some kind of Knives Out?
What is this? Some kind of well, if it isn't the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I'm surprised no one said that.
That's how the last episode ends. Wow, we
Oh,
really are the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
what if they like said it like in reverse order? We really are the Winter Soldier and the Falcon.
And then
No,
he's like,
wait.
no, we're the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I remember at the end of Fantastic Four, like the most recent one, there's a bit where like the thing is
They
like,
they
no, this has all been pretty fantastic. And he's
yeah.
like, say that again. I mean, what if it was like, this has all been pretty great? He's like, say that again. It's been great. All right, we're gonna be the great group.
Yeah. the great group. The awesome
The
team.
awesome posse.
Yeah. Yeah, so back to our boy Johnny. So he's fighting, and then this one Chad Flag Smasher, I'm assuming that's his name.
The Giga Chad Flagsmith.
Yes. He seemingly kills Lamar Hoskins, aka Battlestar. Is it safe to assume he's dead? They panned back to him at one
They
point.
cut back to him like bleeding out of his nose.
So you think it's the end of the line for Lamar?
Cutting back to him makes me think that he might not be dead.
That's what I was about. That was what I was getting at, because I thought they were gonna have him like slightly move or whatever and be like, leave you hanging. But since Lamar is John's buddy, he is not too fond of this, and the Flag Smashers run away after killing, I guess, killing Lamar, and he is
Chase scene too. It's a very good chase.
it's a very good chase scene. he is running. He has that adrenaline going through his veins, and he is a man on a mission, and he kills our friend Chad the Flag Smasher with his shield, the Captain America shield, with everyone to watch. With, I believe, Sam and Bucky saw it happen. I know at least Sam did, maybe not Bucky. Carly is there, he was actually looking for, and a crowd of about 100 people, all of them on their phones recording him. John Walker is definitely being canceled right now. Really sad that they took another wonderful human from us and canceled him.
He's a victim of cancel culture. You can't even murder someone in the streets anymore without
No.
the PC police coming after you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, what are we allowed to do anymore?
Next, you say you can't even murder a man with a shield anymore.
No.
Now, see, I this quite surprised me. I was like, I did not expect there to be this level of violence in any Disney property, and it's not gratuitous. There's no gore, which I was kind of like, I was kind of thinking, oh, maybe they're gonna do like a reverse shot. We're gonna see that.
I know. I kind of wanted to see it.
Body. I was like, are we gonna? I was hoping too much from a show that's being broadcast on Disney Plus.
Same. Yeah.
It was surprising. It was way bloodier than I thought. Like he picks up the shield, he slams it down on him, and then he picks it up and he slams it again and again and again, and then he's holding up a severely bloodied shield. Again, we don't get to see the corpse. We're not going full gory Jalo movie here, but
look, I don't want to say it was a cool shot when he had the bloodied shield, since he just killed someone, but
it was a cool shot.
It was a cool shot. Yeah, it
like
was
the coolest shot that we've see. That's the thing. I like this stuff.
It was cool.
A lot of stuff in this, and I'm like, I would really love if these movies, as a substitute for being kind of white bread a lot of the times, if they could just make these movies like insanely violent.
Mm-hmm.
I would that's a good substitute for me.
I would like it a lot too.
We're gonna stick to this. Listen, we got Sam Raimi doing Doctor Strange, so we cannot
let Quentin Tarantino do a Marvel movie.
Let Tarantino. We cannot rule out that Doctor Strange 2 will not be like an Evil Dead style, just bloodbath.
I hope it is.
You got Raimi there. Let him be bloody. Let him have gore everywhere.
Yeah. And just to finish up about this last scene. So in the conversation John is having with Lamar, which I mentioned earlier about taking the super soldier serum, they say this serum amplifies what you already have. So, Steve Rogers was a good guy always. He just wanted to do the right thing. And now he's just doing that, but he has some sick abs.
John Walker was aggressive.
John Walker, we don't see him take the serum, but he was already very aggressive. Now he's just a mad lad killing people in the streets. So I very much agree with you that he probably took the serum. We just didn't see it yet. We'll flash back to it last episode or whatever, because I don't know if he would, obviously he's a crazy guy, but I don't know if he would have done that without taking something to make him that deranged, if that makes sense.
It's like another Watchmen style twist. Like they're going to be like, hey, we got to take away your super soldier serum. And he's like, what are you talking about? I took that like a week ago.
Yeah.
I'm already a super soldier.
Yeah, I genuinely think that we're going to have that happen next week. So, some stuff we still haven't seen, we see Sam and Bucky training with the shield in the trailers. So I think as a repercussion of John Walker being a murderer for all to see, he's going to have to turn in that shield probably. And yeah, it was a good episode though.
Yeah, I think this is my favorite so far, just because of good fight scenes and some nice bloody violence. That's all you need to win over this simple man's heart.
Yeah.
Have a good fight scene, just enough blood that to keep the bread and circuses crowds going.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what I wonder. That's what I feel like the new turn in the MCU is going to be, is basically just like full old school, just like spectacle thriller.
It'd be
Hopefully
great.
that's the way this is turning. But
Yeah, it'd be
who knows?
great. All right. Quickly, let's finish up with the Marvel things. We got two trailers, a Loki trailer and a like fifth or sixth Black Widow trailer. I don't really feel the need to talk about the Black Widow trailer that much. I mean, I thought it was cool looking. We've already seen a bunch of trailers for this movie. Excited to see David Harbour, Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh. It's in the MCU gang now.
Yeah. So
They'll get you.
yeah,
No one will be left.
no one. Who do you if you had to bet like three actors who would never appear in a Marvel movie, who would you put your money on?
Probably Ryan Gosling has said he'll never do one.
Really?
Yeah, he did. He said he'll never do one.
Gosling's my boy.
Yeah, you have to stand by him.
I stand by him. I support. I don't know if I saw Ryan Gosling in a Marvel movie, I probably would be taken out of it. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. I get why as an actor and also like as a director, because a lot of directors have said they wouldn't do one. Like I know,
Yeah,
Stacey said he wouldn't, Spielberg has said he wouldn't. Like a lot of, and I get why, even though it would be, I feel like being a part of the MCU has a much greater draw for younger directors who are also talented, but don't have that heavy of a name out.
gotcha.
Because if you have a style but you've only made like a few movies, then the MCU can easily like take that and sort of like mold it into their lineup.
Like a Joss Whedon.
Yes, I think Joss Whedon already kind of made these movies that sort of fit within the MCU's like style basically exactly.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, these are smug and annoying. We can put these right in. But I think like someone like Ryan Gosling is already a pretty established actor.
Yeah.
I can see him not wanting to make more, wanting to do more like strange or different or experimental roles, or just some out of the box stuff before he moves into like a franchise, or maybe just won't move into a franchise. He's
I
doing
don't think he
fine right
would.
now.
Yeah. He doesn't have any need to.
Yeah, he's doing fine right now. And I do get if you're like a filmmaker and artist that you wouldn't want to go into like this heavy micromanaging business like that. It makes sense. I feel like we're not going to see Ryan Gosling. I don't think we'll ever see
Leo or Brad.
Leo or Brad. I don't think we're ever going to see them. Maybe when they're like old,
Yeah. As
like
like a Kurt Russell type like villain.
yeah, maybe it'll be like Kurt Russell, like that, like when they're old. But I don't foresee younger them doing it. So that's my three. Probably Joaquin Phoenix. I don't think you'll get him to do
No.
MCU.
I don't think we'll ever see Jennifer Aniston. I don't know why that came to mind, but it did.
I feel like we could see Jennifer Aniston.
Really?
Now, my hope is that we're going to see Steven Seagal as the next Iron Man.
Yeah.
If we can fit him into the suit, I think he'll be great.
I don't think we'll ever see Tom Cruise.
I don't think we'll ever see John Cena in these films.
No, that would be pretty difficult. And I don't think we'll ever see.
Actually, wait, he's in the Suicide Squad, so never mind.
Yeah, I know. I don't think we'll ever see Tobey Maguire either. That's my third.
Oh, I get it. I get it. You're wacky, aren't you?
Well, if you were a betting man how much money would you place on A, Tobey Maguire being in Spider-Man 3, or B, them making a Spider-Man 4 in the MCU with Tobey Maguire? How much money would you put on either one?
I would put more money on the first than the second.
How much? How much? Like how sure are you that?
I would put like $10 on the first, and I
Okay,
would
so you
put
think
$5 away from the second.
so you wouldn't put a lot of money on him being in Spider-Man 3.
I would not.
Okay, that's interesting
You
because
say that,
everyone's so sure.
yeah, but here's the thing. It could be like a Star Trek 2 scenario where they're going to be like, "Hey guys, we promise you it's not going to be Wrath of Khan again," and then it is Wrath of Khan. So it could be that sort of thing,
Hmm.
but I don't think so. I think there's a possibility that he just isn't in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting. I would like to see. I had mentioned to Evan previously that there were rumors about them doing a Spider-Man 4 with Toby and Sam Raimi, which I think they were going to do like when they originally did the movies with him.
Going to be a 4, and there's going to have Mysterio in it, which
Yeah.
see, the thing that's upsetting about Jake Gyllenhaal being Mysterio, obviously he's great in the movie, but the idea of having Bruce Campbell being Mysterio
Hmm.
sounds perfect, but we'll never get that. Now that'll never happen.
Never say never.
Oh, I guess.
The multiverse. Yeah.
Mm, mm. We're gonna
um
see movies that are set in the multiverse, then it's going to be way too confusing.
yeah. And also, I just think it is at least possible. I wouldn't say it's impossible because Sam Raimi, as previously mentioned, is doing Doctor Strange 2. Maybe it's a like one for you, one for us kind of deal where he does Doctor Strange and then they're like, if we can get Toby, we're doing it. But I don't know.
I think there maybe Sam Raimi will do one, MCU film, and obviously Groot will make an appearance, and Marvel's not going to like how they use Groot, and
Hmm.
there's definitely maybe you'll never be able to make another one again, and
Hmm.
we'll see Evil Dead 4.
Yeah.
Who knows? I'm excited for that next movie, so I think it'll be good.
Uh-huh.
He's
Do you
got a
want
good head on his shoulders. That Samuel Raimi.
do you want to talk about the Loki trailer at all?
Well, I didn't see it, so you can
Okay.
talk.
No, I just want to say that it looked very good. I'm very excited to see Owen Wilson in the MCU because that's someone who I wouldn't have guessed we would ever see.
Wow,
Um,
wow,
wow,
wow.
wow. I like Owen Wilson a lot. Lightning McQueen, Zoolander. Um,
Cowboy hat guy and Royal Tenenbaums.
mhm. But Tom Hiddleston looks like he's awesome, and I'm very excited to see him carry a show. I don't really know who else is in that besides those two. There might not be that many people. I don't know how many episodes it is either. Um, I imagine it's gonna be shorter, more like Falcon Winter Soldier. But looks very good. Looks really cool visually. Don't really know what the plot is, but like I said, looks cool.
Listen, Owen Wilson makes me smile in everything he's in,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's Cars or any of those Wes Anderson movies. I think I like when Owen Wilson is in a Wes Anderson movie because it's like everything is so like pristine and kind of like artsy, has that like kind of like really like artsy shine. And then you'll hear Owen Wilson talk and it'll be like, it's our boy Owen Wilson. He's the key to all of this.
The
He's a man
key.
of the people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love Owen Wilson. So yeah, their dynamic was great. And I was diving into the mystery of DB Cooper too, because
I didn't see the documentary, but I am quite a big fan of the DB Cooper
it's very
spot.
interesting. But there's a shot in like I guess it's the first Loki trailer where he looks exactly like DB Cooper and he's on a plane. So yeah.
Maybe maybe that's going to be the reveal that DB Cooper was secretly Loki this whole time.
Yeah. I just want to say I could look like DB Cooper if I wanted to.
Maybe are you? That's the plot of my new screenplay. That you are the son of.
That's all I'm saying. That I'm not expanding anymore upon it. So yeah. Do you want to talk about the Space Jam trailer?
Well, I mean, it's about. It's not. This hasn't given us really too much more insight onto what this movie will be.
Right.
The biggest thing around it was our people pointed out that you can see the Droogs, aka Alex's, murdering, thieving, rapist gang from A Clockwork Orange in the background of one of the shots.
Mm.
And maybe they'll make an appearance. Maybe they'll be, well, they do make an appearance. Maybe they'll become main characters in this film.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll sing I'm Singing in the Rain.
Mm-hmm. We, of course, have King Kong. We have the Night King from Game of Thrones, the Iron Giant.
It's all Warner Brothers media. It's all going to come together.
The Joker, the Mask. A lot of people.
I feel like Warner Brothers likes to do these like franchise dumps where it's like all Warner Brothers intellectual property, we can like expunge it all in one movie. Like they have the Lego movie 2014. I think since then was Ready Player One. Was that with? I think that was with 20th Century Fox, wasn't it?
I can look that up if you would like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But either way, they got a lot of. It's really weird that in Ready Player One they had so much stuff. Like they had like Back to the Future in there, and I'm pretty sure they
Warner
had, like,
Brothers.
oh, it is Warner Brothers. Oh. Yeah, they had like Jurassic Park and stuff in there, which makes me think that it's just Spielberg being like, "Hey, look at all the stuff that I've done."
Sure. Do you think we'll see LeBron James in the MCU?
LeBron James is, of course, an MCU character. He's not a real person, so I think we will.
I think this movie looks very fun.
You think we're going to see James Corden make an appearance,
Look, I
playing his
mean,
role as um, Top Hat Cat from Cats?
I think LeBron James drove himself from one of his 20 LA homes to James Corden's studio, locked him in his own house, and forced him to sign a contract, a 10-picture deal to appear in the Space Jam franchise.
I think that this movie will be very bad.
Do you actually?
I mean, I'm sure. Honestly, I feel like it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think it'll be like intermittently fun. It'll be the way that I feel like all of these movies are, the best ones, in which it'll be intermittently funny, but trying to watch it will be sort of like getting like your teeth pulled and you're kind of thinking the whole time, what am I doing here?
Okay. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and any movie with Don Cheadle as the villain, I support. So,
Hey, Don Cheadle is a good man.
I didn't say he wasn't.
When else has he ever played the villain?
That's a good point. I don't know if he
Depending
has
on
ever.
what country you live in, he plays the villain of Hotel Rwanda.
Okay.
Depending on which side of history you're on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think Space Jam looks good. Would you like to talk about Sony's deal with Netflix?
Yes, they'll have exclusive streaming rights over the Spider-Man films.
Just
They're
the
the
Spider-Man films.
This really changes nothing at all, just showing that Netflix will, of course, take over the world in 2035.
Mm-hmm.
So I advise to all of you, buy DVDs, buy Blu-rays, buy VHS, do it while you can.
Well, you
Eventually,
still
they
can.
won't exist anymore. Eventually, they won't exist.
They'll be
Take
collector's
advantage of
items.
an audio commentary.
Yeah. I think it's just this is going to keep happening because we saw like HBO Max, I guess, was the first service to do this, and then Disney Plus did it, but you had to pay an extra $30 because they're Disney and they like money.
That was just for Mulan and that Raya movie.
Well, they're doing it with Black Widow though,
Oh,
and Cruella.
yeah, I'm not paying money for that.
Me either, because I'm gonna go to the theater.
1, 2, 3 movies to buy it.
Yeah. So I guess this is just gonna be the way to go. It's interesting. I don't personally care if I can see it in the theater and on streaming. That's fine. I'm most likely gonna see it in the theater 95% of the time, though, if it's a movie I want to see in the theater. So
Cruella, that kind of stuff, I'll go see it in the theaters
same.
because, well, that's how the movie. That's how you watch movies,
Yeah.
And it'll end up costing me less to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And especially after the pandemic, I really hope that post-pandemic movie theaters still exist, but like they're just like smaller. You just have like small little like independent movie theater chains, and you can go there, and there's like 15 other people, and if it's a bad movie, you get to yell at it, and no one cares. That's what I would
do that anyway.
Well, I tried doing it in Cats, and then we got sternly talked to by the AMC facilities.
By Idris Elba.
Idris Elba appeared. He said McCavity and disappeared me into his horrible bag of tricks, which he does. That's a real thing that happens in that movie.
Actually.
Well, actually, James Corden will put you in his bag of tricks.
Okay. He does have a lot of tricks.
No, he's got one trick. He just does different annoying voices while doing it.
Yeah. Okay. Couple quick things. Renee Elise Goldberry has been cast in Marvel's She-Hulk. Of course, she is Angelica in Hamilton. What was that?
Said Hamilton as it's
Hamilton. She was also in Rent, fun fact, which is my favorite musical, as the one that sings one of the songs. Mimi came to me. She was Mimi, I think, on tour. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know that much about Rent, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've been slacking with my musical theater literature, I think.
Mm-hmm. So if you haven't seen Hamilton or Rent, or if you haven't seen anything she's in, she's very, very talented. She's good in that role. Another great actor stolen by Marvel. Stolen
by Disney.
Mm-hmm.
They will own us soon, and then we'll have to go back and edit these episodes.
No, I don't. The mouse bows to us, not the other way around.
It's true. Hey, Disney, buy my screenplay.
Yeah.
Not done yet, but buy it anyway.
I'm gonna write a screenplay. I'm gonna take Aaron Sorkin's masterclass and write one. I'm not even kidding. I have an idea for a movie in my head, but I'll never tell until it's made.
Well, you'll learn it from Aaron Sorkin. He'll tell you how to be as smug as possible with your writing.
Well, I mean, who else would I learn to write a Joker sequel starring Armie Hammer from?
You could
That's
learn
what I'm writing.
Whoever is the screenwriter behind Cats, they could do it.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping I could just like pull that up, and then I remembered I don't know who wrote that movie, so I couldn't even say that like sarcastically.
It was written by someone with a lot of trauma.
I think it was written by T.S. Eliot. I think it's based on his books.
Okay. So and also the Powerpuff Girls show is for the CW's filming, and there was some set photos, and it looks incredible, doesn't it?
I think it looks great. I think it couldn't look any better. It definitely doesn't look like a high school play.
Uh-huh.
No, I mean, To be honest, people have been making fun of it online, talking about how silly it looks. And I mean, yeah, it's gonna look silly, but like it's the Powerpuff Girls. Get over
Yeah, I
it.
don't know. I don't really know how you like do that live action.
How how would it not look silly? They're wearing like these like pastel colored dresses and like Mary Jane shoes. It's not gonna look not silly.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I mean, I guess it's looked you look like I don't know, like Scooby Doo movie or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And those times it looks about fine because they translate it into like real clothes that people wear. But this is TV budget. Who knows?
Yeah. The CW isn't exactly known for their high budget all that goes to Riverdale. So
You are the resident Riverdale fan.
resident Riverdale expert, yeah.
Yeah.
Um
What's news to me is that CW is developing a live action adaptation of the Powerpuff Girls.
yeah.
Dove Cameron, apparently.
Dove Cameron and I don't know the other two.
Who plays Professor X? They should have cast me as not Professor X, Dr. X.
Professor X, James McAvoy,
The...
Patrick Stewart has been cast in the Powerpuff Girls.
They should cast me in those movies. I should play whatever the doctor is.
Yeah.
Or
Dr. Evil.
Dr. Evil. No, he's a good guy. He created these little abominations and he's good for that.
I know nothing about the Powerpuff Girls.
I have very vague memories of the cartoon. Like it was on Boomerang when I was a kid, but I didn't like
Same.
watch, you know.
Yeah, I never watched it, but like I don't like they have superpowers, I imagine.
It's like three children with superpowers and they don't have hands or feet. And
Wait, so they're children?
in like the comics, they're like children, I'm pretty sure. They're like babies.
Okay, but why did they cast like adults?
I don't know. I just they couldn't have a show that was about babies, I guess.
Yeah.
Fine, fair. You want to make them old. They're old. They get into adult adventures.
Yeah. Do you think that's what this show's gonna be about?
Yeah, they gotta pay bills and they gotta go and get their car checked on and they gotta go do their
Oh, I
tax.
committed tax fraud.
Ah, dang. Bubbles messed up on her taxes and now the IRS is knocking on her door.
Yeah. Oh,
Bubble
surprise.
acts.
Oh,
Buttercup got a DUI.
oh, surprise. It's Jared Leto.
Jared Leto, of course, is playing Mojo Jojo. And for his method acting, he has been living in a cage as an ape creature. He's been flinging his feces at the walls. That wasn't part of the method acting, of course, but
that's just
it's just for
Jared.
fun. That's just Jared.
And
I've been doing that since Fight Club.
yeah. All right. Did you did you watch anything of interest this week that you would like to share with the class?
Have I? I did watch the film North by Northwest, directed by Alfred Hitchcock. I've been watching a lot of Hitchcock for my film classes, and I thought it was a very good film. Definitely check that one out, North by Northwest. It's got Cary Grant, and he's an amazing performance as Cary Grant. Check it. That's really all I can say. Check it out. It's got some good twists and turns.
Okay.
Watch it.
Maybe I will. Maybe I won't.
What's
Anything
it?
else?
I also watched because Suicide Squad came out and I was thinking, let me go through some of James Gunn's filmography. I watched his directorial debut, Slither, and I liked it even more than I thought I would. It's a very good movie. Check that one out too. Slither. It's got Michael.
Yeah, he's in all of his movies, right?
I think so. I think he's in a lot of them. He's in at
Yeah.
least Slither.
hmm and L Guardians. He's also in the Suicide Squad. So there you go. James Gunn went big time, and he remembered his friends.
Yeah.
Something I want to.
Started at the bottom, now he's here. Well, I guess he was always at the top.
As one Aubrey Drake Graham once said, yes, started from the bottom, now he's here.
Well, because Michael Rooker was in a JFK movie, so I guess he's always kind of been at the top.
Okay. What I've been watching, I've not watched any movies, but I'm watching Ted Lasso on Apple TV. I did the old get the free trial, cancel the subscription type thing. So I have like probably 3 days left and about 4 episodes left. And it stars Jason Sudeikis, if you're unfamiliar, as Wichita State football coach Ted Lasso. And he is hired by a English professional soccer club to coach a sport he has never coached because the owner of the team, Rebecca, I forget her last name, is trying to spite her former husband who cheated on her by making the team he once loved bad. But Ted has a big heart. It's a very funny series. It's a very heartwarming series. Jason Sudeikis won Golden Globe for it. I don't know if he's won anything else. He'll probably get Emmy nominations. He's awesome in it. All the actors are awesome in it. There's one soccer player he's the young hothead of the team, Jamie Tart. And every time he scores a goal, they go Jamie Tart do 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 Jamie Tart do do do. So
Did they do that? That's
they
real.
do
Are you
that.
making this up?
No, I'm not making that up.
Did the show come out like 4 years ago?
No, it came out this past year.
Oh,
So that's
great.
in my head now. It's very good. If you have Apple TV or you want to do the old cancel a subscription, or if you think you don't give Apple enough of your money, subscribe and watch it. I like it a lot.
I sure don't.
Yeah, no one does. So yeah, Ted Lasso, good. Official verdict. Should we read some letterbox knee slappers?
My favorite part of the episode.
Yes.
Taking credit for other people's jokes, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, we do credit them by saying who they are, but they'll never know that.
Remember our slogan: if you're on Letterboxd, you've already lost.
Mm-hmm. Do you like this picture Evan sent me? Everyone watching?
Yes.
Jonker.
As in, I'm going to become the Jonker.
Mm-hmm. No, I found that while I was getting my letterbox reviews ready. But would you like to start?
Sure, I'll start.
Okay.
Lunch Enjoyer leaves 1/2 of a star for Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2. He says, this movie was a laugh riot for the whole family to enjoy. Beautiful Republican stars, John Voight and Scott Baio, shine on the silver screen. I hope this never happens to my kids when I have them.
Very nice. Very nice. Heartfelt.
I think he left out major Republican star James Woods, who does have an appearance in this film, reprising his character from Videodrome. It's in the background, but
okay.
Gets kind of blue. They just let him go unscripted. It's terrible.
I have a 1-star review for Ted from Jamie Beltman. Ted 2012, of course, the movie of Mark Wahlberg and a talking bear named Ted. And they say insulting.
I did. I told Declan this before we recorded, but I saw Ted in the theaters. And listen, when I was...
you were pretty young for that, probably.
When did the movie come out? 2013?
2012.
2012. So I was 10 years old, yeah. You know what? When I was 10 and I didn't really get any of the jokes, but I thought the swearing was funny, I thought this movie was great. I thought this was the best comedy I'd ever seen.
You haven't rewatched it though? You want it to stick like that in
I
your
have not
brain?
seen it in 9 years.
It's probably best that way.
Hey, I need to see my Marky Mark.
Yeah. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
We have another review from Siegel, who
Mhm.
reviews The Land Before Time. He says, 3 stars. Considering there is a linear narrative, it seems undeniable that the concept of time already exists here. Perhaps the land before recorded history, or the land before clocks.
That's deep.
Yes.
Okay.
Brilliant.
So I have a 5-star review here. Which are pretty rare. They're only 4 masterpieces, as we know. This is for 2018's The Velocipaster, a film about a pastor who is also a velociraptor. He does it all. This is a review from Mitchell, and they say Brendan Steer could make The Irishman. I assume this is the director of The Velocipaster. But Martin Scorsese couldn't make The Velocipaster. And you know what? I have to agree. Martin Scorsese does not have the mental fortitude it takes to make a film as risky as this. He plays it safe.
I think I would really enjoy to see a movie where Robert De Niro plays a velociraptor.
I agree.
And it would not be below Martin Robert De Niro, I think,
Mhm.
or Al Pacino.
Yeah.
I think they've made less dignified projects than this, and they'll survive.
Mm-hmm.
So, my last review comes from Russman for the 1945 murder mystery, And Then There Were None. He gives it 3.5 stars and says, I swore it was going to be the cat. I think this is good. It definitely precipitates the end for Knives Out 2,
Mm.
in which it is revealed that Daniel Craig did it.
Wouldn't that be awesome if they probably wouldn't do it the second one though. They would do it the third one.
He had too many donuts one night, and he went into a sugar-crazed binge that ended with him just
No, but
killing someone.
it should be revealed that like he did it every time. Like that's why they're making these sequels to be like, no,
Well,
it was
doesn't
always him.
Chris Evans admits to the murder at the end.
Yeah, he does.
Spoiler alert for Knives Out.
Spoiler alert. Sorry.
No one who's watching this hasn't seen Knives Out but wants
That
to.
wants to, yes. I have 2 more quick ones. One of them I was hesitant on sharing because I didn't know if anyone else would appreciate it. Is anyone else familiar, as I'm speaking to one person here? Is anyone else
Say like what response are you hoping for?
is anyone else familiar with the Californians on Saturday Night Live? Bill Hader,
I'm
Kristen
familiar.
Wiig, Fred Armisen. They're great. They're very funny. This is a 1-star review for Sharknado that says from Adrian Balboa. And this says this was like one long version of the Californian sketches from SNL. And then we have a 2-star review from Christopher Lugare for 2007's Alvin and the Chipmunks. And he says, I got a headache almost immediately. So there you go.
I will not stand for any slander.
I know. I used to love Alvin and the Chipmunks as a kid.
Once again, these are movies I've not seen in basically a decade. So,
Yeah.
in my
Agreed.
mind, they're great films.
How disappointing do you feel it is to watch a movie that you loved when you're young and then it's just not good? But
That's never happened to me. I have perfect taste as a child.
but the thing is, even if it's not good, you still love it, right? Because you just have that appreciation for it. Yeah. So I guess it's not too bad.
What did I like as a child that I don't like now? I mean, I'm not as
There's
big on
nothing
the
that
Cars
comes to
movie,
mind.
but I still think the Cars movie probably is good for a kid to watch.
Totally.
I think
I actually like watching it. Like I like watching that movie if I ever want to. It's good.
I've seen it in some time.
It has Owen Wilson.
Wow.
Wow.
He was like the lead.
He was the lead, along with Larry the Cable Guy.
I know, like a lot of people are in these movies. People that would surprise you. Like I know George Carlin is in the first one.
Actually, who is he?
He plays the like hippie bus. The
He's
like
Fillmore?
he's the minibus. Yeah.
That blew my mind. I never knew that.
Yeah. George Carlin's in it, and Cheech is in it too. I'm gonna look up who
Oh
Cheech.
my god, I need to look at the.
Yeah, he plays Ramon, the Chevrolet. Yeah, there's like a lot of like,
Tony
and
Shalhoub is Luigi.
Michael Keaton is in this movie.
Yeah, he's Chick Hicks. I always knew that.
See, it's always like Paul. Oh yeah, Paul Newman. He plays Doc.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Yeah, George Carlin's Fillmore. Wow.
I feel like the thing about a lot of these movies is like they always cast like it's stunt casting, but as a kid, obviously, like I didn't know who George Carlin was. I didn't know who
Exactly.
Michael Keaton was. I didn't know who Paul Dooley was. But like,
Mm-hmm.
then you get older, and it's like, oh my God,
Yeah.
these are. It's weird. It's weird.
When did Cars 2 come out?
I think
2011.
Cars 2 came out when we were in a post George Carlin world.
That's what I was wondering because I know Paul Newman had Michael Caine is Finn McMissile.
In Cars 2?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I don't think I ever saw Cars 2.
I have seen it. You don't need to see it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm glad that's what we ended the episode on.
Us discovering the people that were in Cars?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, look, being honest, Cars is a top 5 favorite movie of mine, along with like Toy Story 2.
Along with Popstar Never Stopping.
It's such a good movie, and I will not take any
and
Lonely Island slander.
La La Land and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Is that your top 5?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, the thing, I love the Marvel movies. I love the Harry Potter movies, but like, I can't pick a singular one of those just to put in my top 5 since they're like franchises. Like it's just the overlapping story I love. I mean, there are Marvel movies that are so much better than the others, and same with Harry Potter. But I think that's how I would rank my top 5 movies. Not rank them because I don't want. It's like I don't want to choose between like my 5 children. But
Your 5 children, 5 movies that you had no part in making.
I'm gonna meet Emma Stone, Ryan Gosling, and Damien Chazelle one day, and I'm just gonna
La La Land too.
How much do you think it would be? Well, no, you can't do La La Land 2 because like that would be a disgrace to the first one. But I'm gonna talk Damien Chazelle into putting me in a movie where Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone cameo.
Oh.
When I'm big and wealthy and notorious. Thank you.
Why notorious? Why do you want to be like a controversial figure?
I don't. I don't at all. But maybe I will be. I'll talk Damien into getting you like a little role too, but obviously, since I'm more talented.
Of course.
I'm sorry, was that mean?
It was. This will be the last episode of Save Entertainment, guys.
I'm too notorious for you.
Yeah. The notorious Declan Young.
All right. Well, with our final episode, we sign off and thank you if you've ever listened. We definitely will not be back next Friday, and I'm sorry.
Definitely not like and subscribe, you definitely
Oh,
should not tell 5 of your friends who will then tell 5 of their friends. You have to form a triangular type model of endorsement.
because you know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy's cousin, who knows a guy who knows a guy
We were out of 35 flavors last night.
who knows Jared Leto.
Right.
So if you're that guy,
Tell Jared Leto about us. I think he'll enjoy our podcast.
I think he would actually.
Yeah. We have nothing but praise for you and your depiction of the Jonker.
The Jonker. So yeah. Thank you for listening. If you're new, listen to previous episodes and share and like and subscribe. Evan already hit it all, so I don't know why I'm even talking anymore. Goodbye, everyone.
Psychology to seep it in. So
Yeah.
this is regular psychology.
Yeah.
So
All right. Goodbye, everyone. We definitely won't be back next Friday. Peace.